Welcome to the Alpha Training and Consulting's online training program. Today's discussion is entitled Using the Alpha TC System for Supply Chain Management. The purpose of this discussion is to introduce our potential clients to Alpha's capability to promote more efficient and effective supply chain management. Managing suppliers is a huge job, but with our system, you can do it more efficiently and more effectively. Let me explain. What we have at Alpha TC is we have a website, and it's a learning management system, an LMS, and it will allow you to take every company in your supply chain and create specifically for them a learning management system. And you'll be able to put on that system any training you want them to watch. And we have a lot of training, as you'll see on a few slides, but we offer Lean Six Sigma as some of our more popular training, but we have a huge library of training. And you can offer that training to everyone in your supply chain. And they can go on there and watch videos like the one you're watching right now, and they can watch similar lectures on topics of your choice. Now you can use our training, or you can also create your own training. If you need help creating training for your supply chain, Alpha Training and Consulting also has that capability. Or we can even train you how to do your own. We can set up the video studios, etc. Whatever you need, we can help you with. And then, of course, after they listen to the lectures, they'll go and they'll take the exams. And of course, like any LMS system, the test scores will be stored in the database, and you can come back as an owner of the site, I guess. You can either buy the site or we can charge a monthly fee, so we're flexible on how you go about doing that. But you can come in here and you can go to every supplier and see how they're doing on their training. You can see if they're staying caught up, etc. And so very powerful, and it does more powerful things than just training also. You can put all their ISO standards on there, or they can put their ISO standards on there to make their ISO or quality management system paperless. And not only that, it's online corrective actions. So imagine this, going to all your suppliers and performing audits from your desktop. You can go in and audit their corrective action system, you can audit their training system, you can look at all their procedures and etc. And it makes it a lot easier to manage those things. Now, I'm not saying you can do that for all of your suppliers, because some suppliers really are in deep trouble and they need face-to-face help to get them back on track. But for those suppliers that are running fairly smoothly, for those I'd recommend just do an online audit, make sure they're closing out their corrective actions, make sure they're keeping their training up to date and etc. So you can do a lot of the audits for these. Again, the more difficult suppliers that are struggling, I agree, you need face-to-face contact with them. But this can save you a lot of money in other areas. Okay, so we also offer a class free to the public, at least at the time of this publication, where you can go in and there's a free class. It's about a 9-hour class, and it tells you exactly, and it'll tell all your suppliers exactly what you're going to do throughout your whole supply chain. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, etc. And it says who's going to be trained when and on what, and what reading materials they're going to be assigned. And some of them will be trained in Lean Bronze, some Lean Silver. The more technical people will be Six Sigma. This particular transformation for your supply chain is Lean based, with Six Sigma supporting that task, that transformation. So your more technical people will be trained in your Six Sigmas, then you'll have black belts and green belts, and then you'll have Lean Silver and Lean Bronze, etc. And so we offer all the training for that. Imagine that, offering your whole supply chain all this training so that they can participate in the transformation. And when this happens, your whole supply chain is going to win. Everyone is going to become more profitable. You're going to end up with higher quality products, better flow, better velocity. You're going to get return on your money much quicker. So there's a lot to be gained from this system. Now you can go over here. Notice it says go right here on the website. And the website is www.alphatc.com. This is the home page at the time of this publication anyway. But you can press go here and it'll show you all the training we offer. Yes, our transformation is mostly Six Sigma training and lean training, but we offer a lot of other training. Look at this, calibration technician. So maybe you have people in calibration, they can take that. It also prepares them for the ASQ exam if they desire to do that. We have classes for most all of the ASQ exams, by the way, just so you know. And calibration technician doesn't mean they can't take that class and not get certified. I understand when they get certified it costs a little more money. We understand that. So you may not want them to get certified, but you may want them to take the class. There's one on capability studies, design for Six Sigma, design of experiments, geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. A lot of people spend a lot of money on this training, and let me tell you what, we have an amazing GD&T program. In fact, I'm very proud of all of our training. I think you'll be very, very impressed. There's some inference studies. There's an internal auditing class if you need to train your internal auditors throughout your whole supply chain. There's a class for them right there. We have some more advanced auditing classes. We have one that prepares students for the Certified Quality Auditor exam. A lot of auditors, when your registrars come out, they want to see certifications. And one of the well-known certifications is ASQ. So you may want them, some of them at least, to become ASQ certified. But if not, and you just need a simple internal auditing class, that's a little quicker right there. Notice these will tell you how much time it takes. Let's go back up here. Calibration technician is quite a class. Estimated takes 75 hours to complete that. And that's 40 lectures in that class. And so you can see I put those. The GD&T total of 34 hours for 27 lectures, and etc. There's ISO 14001. That's an environmental standard. So if you want to implement the environmental standard across the supply chain, we have everything you need to do that. All the training, we also have, to be honest with you, we have the procedures required and we have the training that goes with the procedures. So you can easily implement it across the whole supply chain. We also have OSAS. That's a safety type standard. So if you want to implement that, you can. Of course, we have ISO 9001, 2015, AS 9100, ISO 13485, the 16949 automotive standard. You know, we're packed with all of that. So imagine what you can do to your supply chain. It's unbelievable what you can do here, relatively inexpensively and really quite easily. Okay, and there's our lean bronze and lean silver training. Currently they're at 16 hours plus project time for 25 lectures on lean bronze. There's lean silver. There's a class for manager of quality. If you have someone that wants to be a quality manager someday, you can assign that to them. Maybe make it part of their annual requirements for improving themselves. That's what a lot of people do is with stuff like this. Notice that's 100 hours, 97 lectures on that one. There's that math pack that I told you about. That's for maybe you want your employees, the whole supply chain, to go through some basic mathematics training. That goes through algebra, unit conversions, trigonometry, and etc. And so that's a nice one for general population. And here's all our auditing. We do it for aerospace industry, AS 9100, automotive, biomedical, medical device, etc. There's the new standard on ISO, at least the time of this publication. There's a CQIA class for a lot of companies have everyone trained on that. And so you can go through here. There's all the Six Sigma training, software quality engineer. There's a new one that I just put out, supplier quality professional. You can have all of your, throughout the whole supply chain, take a class on supplier quality. And that's also an ASQ certification prep class if they desire to go for that certification. It's 91 lectures. And so that's a very nice class also. Have mega training. And by the way, if you say, hey, we'd like another training class on whatever it is, if we look at that and at your recommendation say, hey, we'd like to create that class. Now, if we create it, we own it. but you can take it as part of your contract. You can give that to your whole supply chain, but I'll sell it to others. If you want it for specifically just for your company, we can do that too. You can publish your own material on your website portal. So you don't have to just use ours. You may not want to use any of ours. I kind of doubt that, but it may be the case, and you can put all of your own training on there. So anyway, great things that we can do for supply chain management. And I didn't show you this yet, but this is where they can put all their ISO procedures. Notice audits, backup, protection of electronic records, calibration, change requests, context of the organization, control of non-conforming product, corrective action and preventative action procedures. By the way, we have all this training online. So if you have a procedure for audits, we have the procedure in here, and we also, you can put all your audit findings in here, you can put all the forms in here, you can put all the documents in here, and as an administrator, as an owner of the site, you can go into all your suppliers' LMS systems and you can look at all of this. You can look at their latest audits. You can look at their corrective actions. See right here, there's a corrective action program online. I'll give you a quick overview of that here in just a second. But we have, I think, 50 procedures that also have online training sessions attached to them. So as you may imagine, we can very quickly get people ready for their registrar audit. The other day we had a client that if they did not get their certifications, then they would lose a huge contract. Well, we already had all this online, so we set them up on a portal. Guess what? They were registered in 4 weeks. We have leaned out, we take out all the waste on how to implement standards. And it's all paperless, it's state-of-the-art stuff here. And it's wonderful what we can do for your supply chain. And like I say, we have 50 of these. I'm not going to go over all the procedures we have, but you kind of pick and choose what you need for your organization. Calibration here, it shows all the standards that this meets, the procedure and the forms and everything that's in there. And so you see eSteward, OSAS, ISO 9001, AS 9100, and etc. So they can pick those as needed. And notice you can go to View Details right there, and you go to View Details, and let me show you what that does. There we go. And so now I've clicked on the Auditing Program, and you come in here, and there's folders under Auditing. Procedures, Forms, Records, External Audit Reports, Revision History, Memo to Files, Auditor Certificates. You can go in there and you can see all of my certificates. A lot of times auditors will say, hey, you had your internal audits. What gives you this guy the right, or what shows that he is educated properly to perform an audit? Well, you just go in there, you click on that, you see all the certifications. Everything's there. Everything's online. Makes it really easy to audit this system. And training may have been your biggest weakness in your supply chain. No more. It'll become your strength. Someone once told me that an organization will never become greater than their training program. Well, welcome to your greatness then, because this is a great training program that I'm showing you. And so you can put all ISO. Here's the corrective action. Anyone in your organization or supply chain can submit a corrective action form. And they can put it in there. The quality manager can go in here. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but they can look all that have been submitted and say, okay, this is a good one. We'll submit that and run it through the corrective action system. There's a place in here where you can go and look at all the open corrective actions, and they can put notes in there on where they're currently at and etc. And there's two forms. There's a general form and there's an 8D form. So if you get in trouble or one of your suppliers in trouble, it causes you a lot of problems. Say, hey, you guys, you're going to have to do an 8D because I want you to dig through this thing and I want you to be thorough. We have to close this out. Then we also have a general form. Of course, if you want to create another form, we can do that and put it in our system. That's an additional charge. I don't think it'll be necessary. Our forms are pretty thorough. But that is a possibility. So wonderful online corrective action system. And imagine you have suppliers all over the world. Everything's at your desktop now. I tell you, this is the future of supply chain management. Now, this isn't just any training. We didn't just run this through and try to get as much training as we possibly could in a shorter period. I've been working on these training classes for 20 years, and it's award-winning A lot of my material is award-winning. I won the prestigious Shingo Award for research and publication. Well, thanks for joining me in this discussion. Hopefully it has generated some interest. If it has and you'd like to contact me personally, please do so, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a great day. Goodbye.